Okay, so now we're joined by Sandra Leigh here live on the radio here for the Bhakti Yoga special. Now, Sandra is a local practitioner and teacher of Dhru Yoga and also an exquisite voice herself as a host of a weekly, almost weekly kirtan here in Vancouver. Isn't that correct, Sandra?
Hi, Matt. Yes, it is.
Firstly, Dhru Yoga, what exactly is that? I've never heard that expression before.
Dhru Yoga comes from the UK, and it's a style of yoga that is based on sort of more, an overall health and wellness perspective. It encompasses movement, but also there's a whole other side of it. They also have meditation, as well as nutrition, as well as Dhru dance. And part of my training is in what's called Dhru sound, and incorporates the sound and mantra.
So this is an incredibly holistic kind of field. I can hear that right now. This type of yoga, yeah.
Yeah, and it's out of the UK, so that's why we haven't really heard a lot about it in North America yet. But it's definitely growing. It's the second largest yoga school in the UK, and they're huge in Australia, the Netherlands, and Germany, and Switzerland, and all through Europe. So, the UK, England, Wales is where they're based out of, and Scotland and Ireland as well.
And so then the Bhakti Kirtan component, was that something you began sort of partway through your studies of Dhru Yoga specifically, or how did you end up doing that? I
had started studying yoga 20 years ago with my teacher Lillian, just at the community center, and I was with her for about 6 years when she recommended that I become a teacher, and I was very of course flattered by that, because I had yoga teachers on a pedestal. So I went away to an ashram, just one here in BC, and I experienced a year of yogic study and development, and during that time I learned about chanting, but it wasn't until later I came back and I did a little bit more exploration, and I met up with the Dhru Worldwide, and at that time they were still quite small. They came to Vancouver with a project called the World Peace Flame, which is a flame that's been joined together by all the continents in the world. And that was so inspiring for me. And through them, I connected into what I feel is kind of more the rasa behind the chanting. And they're very, very, I don't know if in Wales, music is huge. So there's, a huge component of the musicality of yoga, plus sound and mantra, some very, very good teachers there who have studied a lot of Vedic philosophies and have a really lovely practice together. So that's when it all kind of started, was when I met with them, and that would have been 1999. And the Peace Flame came together, and I had the Peace Flame in 2001. September 11th, actually. It was an interesting story. My Peace Flame, which looks like a Welsh miner's lamp, it broke that day. So it just kind of flew off my hand and broke into smithereens the day of the world disaster at the World Trade Center. And that was really, that was quite, for me, wow. What does that mean?
Yeah.
My world Peace Flame broke. And what came from that was that a couple of my Dhru Yoga friends and I decided to start up the chanting in the yoga studios. We had been doing it at home, and we decided, as sort of like an initiative for peace, because at that time I felt the world was just on edge. So much fear, so much negativity, everybody looking at the media, everything snowballing. I don't know if you remember that day.
Oh, yeah.
But I just get shivers thinking of it. It was just such a monumental change for humankind on Earth. And our feeling was, okay, let's do something really radically different. Let's not look at the media. Let's not listen to the news. Let's meditate, and let's chant the holy names, basically, and see what happens. Now, when I say holy names, my practice is kind of more based in a sort of a Vedic kind of Hindu style. So lots of Ganesha and lots of Shiva and the Divine Mother aspects and Krishna, and it's kind of more broad, but it's definitely a way for me to get into a place of deep peace. And I can't explain why that has happened to me, because I was born and raised in Alberta.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me why I'm so drawn towards this tradition. But anyhow.
So that is the voice of Sandra Leigh there. She is going to be at Kirtan Vancouver on the weekend. And she also hosts a weekly kirtan every Friday. And you can go to a website called givepeaceachant.com and you can find out exactly what that is all about, and you can experience it for yourself every second Friday. So she is also going to be helping to present the premiere of the film Women of Bhakti this coming weekend. So I'm just going to, we're kind of running out of time here. We only have about 5 minutes left, so I'm just going to get to where Sandra starts to talk about that, about what you can expect on that event as well. So there's a lot happening. There's Khan and Rita playing next Wednesday night. There's Kirtan Vancouver this week on the 18th, and on this very Friday night is the Women of Bhakti. So yeah, big weekend for yoga lovers. So let's see a bit more details about the Women of Bhakti.
The film's about 30 minutes long. Then we're also having kirtan. We've got Sparrow coming as a guest. Sparrow's a dear friend of mine, and also some lovely mridangam players. Ananda Murthy and Yogendra are coming. So these are two young guys. I think they're 14 and 15, but they're really good drummers, and they've got a lot of bhakti. So they're going to be coming to support. And then after, on top of everything, there's going to be snacks and vegetarian, a little vegetarian meal for you. So all of that for $20 to help support the Give Peace or the Kirtan Vancouver participants. So some of us have been volunteering our time. I've been volunteering, and it just gives us a little bit of something to kind of draw back on for our communities, really. Also part of the proceeds is going to Food for Life, which is a program in Vancouver that brings lunches to people who might not otherwise, vegetarian lunches, might not otherwise get decent food to eat. So that goes on Friday. I recommend you get there between 7:20 and 7:30. There's not a whole lot of tickets left, but we can fit up to 100 people in the studio. About 108 we can fit. We've done it before. It's kind of squishy, but I'm expecting around 80 to 90. And we've already pre-sold about, I think, 60 tickets or 50 tickets. So there's some left. Please do come early. We'll make sure everybody gets a seat. It's at 2111 West 16th Avenue at the beautiful Open Door Studio, and that's just at the corner of 16th and Arbutus, right around from the ridge, just around the corner from the ridge. And it'll go from, we started about 8 and we'll be going probably till about 10. And because a lot of us need to go home and get a good night's sleep since we've got the great big event on Saturday.
That's right, Kirtan Vancouver. So that's Friday night. It's the Women of Bhakti movie premiere here, and Sandra will be there with her group there, Give Peace a Chant. Thank you so much, Sandra, for chatting. You're definitely one of the pioneers of this movement. So I recommend everyone, if you can't make it this Friday, it's on. Just go to the Give Peace a Chant website, and you can go along any week, every second week.
Yeah, exactly. Our next regular program is August 31st, and it's a blue moon kirtan because there's 2 full moons in August.
Right.
It's a blue moon kirtan. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
I really appreciate what you're doing, all the service work you're doing for Kirtan Vancouver. It's just awesome. And thank you to CiTR for helping sponsor us, too. It's been really great.
That was the voice there of Sandra Leigh, and I'm telling you, to see her in full flight at a kirtan is special. Like, we're pretty fortunate here, if you're living in Vancouver, to be able to walk into a yoga studio on a Friday night and see a world-class collection of performers, and to experience there, sit there, absorb it, and partake if you wish. It's pretty cool. And so you can, as she said, you can go to the Women of Bhakti this Friday, August 17th in Kitsilano. Lots of information online, Women of Bhakti, if you go to the Facebook group. And so this was a show all about Bhakti Yoga, and I interviewed Karnamrita Dasi. That was a real treat. She is a world-class performer. She will be at the Canadian Memorial Church on the 22nd of August, playing with Pete McCormack, a local luminary. Of course, Pete's done so much work over the years in film and music. And Jeffrey Armstrong will be hosting that event. So that's next Wednesday, the 22nd of August at Canadian Memorial Church. Banyan Books for tickets. And of course, Jennifer and Sarah phoned through today. They got 2 free tickets. So, guys, I'll be in touch. I have your details. And of course, Cotan Vancouver this Saturday, and CiTR Radio is hosting the live broadcast for that. And that's down at Second Beach in Vancouver. All sorts of performers there, including Karnamrita Dasi. So that's from 3 p.m. till 9 p.m. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this show. This was a real kind of something different. I usually do a rock and roll show on Friday nights at 6 p.m. If you like, if you want to find out about Australian independent music and local independent music here from Vancouver, 6 p.m. on this station. But let's leave you now with some chanting. This is actually off the givepeaceachant.org website. They've got a little MP3 sample of what you would experience like at a real kirtan. This is a traditional Shanti Path. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, the Sanskrit. It's a universal prayer for peace. This is in Sanskrit. And yeah, here we go. This is to fade out here. My name's been Matt. Thank you, CiTR, for hosting this special. And up next, we have... who have we got here just come in the studio? Sorry?
Relentlessly Awesome.
Relentlessly Awesome is up next at 11. But let's hear a little bit of chanting to take us out. Goodbye.